In this video, I will show you how to build a QR code generator using React and Tailwind. This is a great project to practice your React skills and learn new ones. I will give you the starter code and I will explain every single line of code step by step so it's easy to follow. So let's get into it. So here is the starter code that I'll be using. You can find the link to this in the description. After you clone or download the project, all you need to do is to install the dependencies using npm install, and then you're gonna run npm run dev to open the project on the browser like this. Let me walk you through the project real quick. We don't have much going on inside the project. We have Tailwind already installed. We only have two additional packages. One package for the icons, which is React icons, and the other one is QR code.react, which is the most important one. We are going to be using that to generate the QR codes. Inside the app.jsx, I have this h1 with this background. It's practically empty, and this is pretty much it. We can start from here. Let's delete this h1. We're going to keep this background. First, let's import everything we need. You're going to have two state variables, one to store the input data and one for keeping track of if the user has copied the input or not. So to store the state, we're going to use the useState hook from React. To generate the QR code, you're going to import QR code canvas from qrcode.react. And the rest are basically icons. Going to have this download icon, a copy icon, check, and a X icon. And finally, a QR code icon. And that is it with the imports. We have the icons. We have the component that is going to create the QR codes. We have the use state. Let's change the name of this functional component to simple qrgenerator. Let's create the state variables. As I mentioned a second ago, the first one will be the input text and its setter function, set input text equals use state. The initial state will be an empty string because the inputs are empty initially. And the next one is copied, set copied equals use state. This will have a initial state of false because initially there is nothing to be copied, and once there is a input, the user can copy, and we are going to manage that with a boolean. Next, we're gonna have three functions for functionality. First one will be handle download. Let's create a arrow function for that. We're gonna use this one to be able to download the QR that we're going to generate, and another function named handle copy to manage the copying of the input. This will be an async function. I will explain why once we get there. And the simplest one will be the handle clear, and this is just going to clear the input field. We can actually get this out of the way real quick using the set input text setter function. The initial state is an empty string, so let's set it back to an empty string on click. And this function is basically done. Let's go back to the first one, which is the handle download. So to be able to create a QR code and then be able to download it, first we need to have the canvas that this component is going to create. Let's get that, create a variable named canvas, and we're going to access the document, and using the query selector, gonna get the canvas. But there is a catch. We are basically assuming that there is a canvas, and if we take a look at this finished version, right now, as you can see, this area that the QR code is going to appear is basically empty. There is no canvas, and because of that, there is nothing to download. So the download button is disabled, as well as the copy and clear buttons. So that means in order to take any of these actions, first we need to have a canvas, because if we have a canvas, that basically means the user has typed something like this. And now we have a canvas and the buttons are working. So for that, we need to check if there is a canvas or not. If there is no canvas, we are going to exit the function. Next, we need to get the URL to the canvas. And a canvas is basically an HTML element. First, we need to turn it into a PNG image, and then we're going to create a link for that. It's actually much more easier than it sounds. We can create a PNG URL variable. Then we're going to set it to the canvas. We're going to use this method called toDataURL, and we are basically going to tell the browser that this is a PNG image, and the browsers are basically tend to show the images, not download them. So we also need to tell the browser that this is something that we want to download. So we also need to do a replace of that image with something called a octet stream. These should be two different arguments. There you go. So with this, we are basically telling the browser that this canvas first turns into an image, and then it turns into an image that you can download on click. So the next thing to do is to trigger the download. Let's create a link variable, and by accessing the document, we're going to create a anchor tag because we basically need a link in the background that is going to trigger that download. Let's attach the href as the PNG URL, and let's set a file name. Let's say qrcode.png, and let's trigger the download by using the click. And this is basically done. Let's go into the handle copy. The reason why this is an async function is inside we're gonna use a try and catch block to catch the errors. Once there is an error, we are going to throw an error, let's say copy failed, and display the error. Inside the try block, we're gonna use the await keyword, and we're gonna make sure the copying function is done. We're gonna use the clipboard API. Let's access the navigator and use clipboard to copy the text inside to the clipboard. So now once the copying is done, we're gonna use the setCopied setter function to turn this state from false to true. Let's use setCopied true. So once you click on the copy button, we're basically going to have this success message that says copying is successful, and we want to show that like 2 seconds, and after that this is going to turn false again. For that we can use a set timeout, and we can turn setCopied to false after 2 seconds. And there's a little typo, there's not going to be an equal sign here. There you go. And with this done, we have basically completed the functionality. Before we go into the styling, let's go over one more time in case you have a hard time to understand anything. After importing all the things that we're gonna need, the use state and the QR code canvas components that basically creates a canvas using the HTML element, we create two state variables, one to store the input data and one to manage the state of the user copying the input text or not. We use this to show a success message inside the handle download. First, we get the canvas that this component creates after the user input. Then we have this base case that checks if there is a canvas or not, because if there is no canvas, that means there is no input. So that also means there is nothing to download. So we exit the function here. If there is a canvas, we get that canvas and turn it into a PNG image, and then we tell the browser that this is something that we want to download, and we create a anchor tag. Then we set the anchor tag to the URL that we created. After setting the file name, we trigger a download. Inside this handle copy async function, we have a try and catch block. If the copying is not successful, we throw a error that says copy failed, and we display the error. Inside the try block, on click, we copy the text to the clipboard, and we set the setCopied state variable to true. And using this, we're gonna show a success message on the UI, and we revert the state back to false after 2 seconds. And finally, the handle clear function basically clears the input by setting it back to its initial state, which is an empty string. Before we get into creating the UI, let's take a look at this final version. We have a white card with really rounded corners, and we have this really cool hover effect using a shadow. Inside we have the icon at the top with a gradient background, the header, a small text under it. We have the input area, and we have the part that will display the canvas for the QR code, and we have 3 buttons side by side. It's pretty straightforward. So we already have the background. We can just start by creating the card. Let's set the width to 100% and maximum width to medium. Padding 8, background white, and rounded corners. Gonna create a large shadow, and we're gonna make the shadow black but 40% opacity. On hover, gonna make the shadow bigger, 2x large. Let's make this a flex container and change the flex direction to column. Items center. On hover, gonna make the card bigger, To make the hover effect smooth, we're going to use transition all, and the transition is going to be ease in and out. Let's also set a duration of 400. Inside, first we're going to have the div. Let's create the header flex call, center the items vertically, and margin bottom 6. Going to have this div for the logo, width and height 18, flex container, and center the items. It is going to be a circle, so rounded full. And to create the background gradients to right, going to use from rows 400 to indigo 400 with a margin bottom of 2. Inside, we can use the BS QR code icon with a self-closing tag. Let's set a width and height and make it white. Right under this div, gonna create a h1 that says QR code generator. Let's make the text large, font semi-bold, and text gray 800 with a margin bottom of 1. Right under the h1, gonna have a paragraph that says enter text or URL. To create a QR code, let's make this gray 500 with a small text. And the header part is done. Under this div, gonna create the input section, which will be a text area. You're not gonna have a name or a ID, so let's delete these. Gonna set the value to input text. This is the state variable that we have created at the start using useState. And then we're gonna have a event handler on change. So every time user types in something, gonna get that event. And using the setter function, we are basically going to store what the user has typed. So let's target that value. And we're gonna set a placeholder type text or URL. Let's set the width to 100% with a margin bottom of 5, px4. So 1 rem of padding left and right, and 3 padding at the top and bottom. Background gray, give it a 1 pixel border and make the border gray. Rounded corners. When you click on this input, gonna create a ring which will be blue 400. Gonna delete the outline, and we are not going to allow the resize. Let's make the text gray 700 and placeholder color to gray 400. Gonna have a small shadow, and for the focus effects, gonna have a transition with a duration of 400. We can make this a self-closing tag. Right next to this text area, we're gonna have the QR code. So let's create another div for that with a margin bottom 5, flex, item center, justify center, and width 100%. Inside, we're gonna have this div with a white background and a border. Let's change the border color and give it rounded corners with a small shadow. Make it a flex container and center the items with a padding of 4 and a minimum height of 200 pixels with 100%. Inside, we're gonna use curly braces to create this if statement. So if the input text is not empty, and to check if it's empty or not, gonna use trim. This method basically checks if there is input or if it's made out of just empty spaces, and it basically trims them. So if the input is not made out of just empty space and there is some actual input, then we are going to create the canvas using QR code canvas, and we're gonna set the value to whatever that input is. We can also set a size, let's say 200, and give it some little rounded corners. And if there's no input, we are going to display this QR code icon again with a width of 16, height 16, margin bottom 2, and a gray color. And as you can see right now, because we don't have any input here, we just have the QR code icon. Let's see what happens if you write down some text. And there you go. We can create a QR code right now. This part is done as well. All we need to do is to create the buttons. Let's create another div for that. Flex. For small screens, the flex direction will be row, and for smaller screens, it is going to be flex direction column with 100% with a gap of 3 and margin bottom 2. Inside, we're gonna have 3 buttons. First one is the download button. Right next to this, we're gonna have the FI download button with a width and height of 4. On click, we are going to trigger the handle download function. And as I mentioned a second ago, if there is no input, that means there is no QR code generated, so there is no reason for you to click this button. So it is going to be disabled if there is no input text. So inside this flex container, all buttons are going to have a space of flex1, which is one fraction of space. Let's make it a flex container and center the items with a gap of 2, padding left and right 4, and top and bottom 2. Let's make it blue 500 with text white and rounded corners. On hover, it is going to be blue 600, and when the button is disabled, the background is going to be gray, indicating that this is not something clickable anymore. The text as well is going to be gray 400, and when it's disabled, cursor not allowed. Let's make it smooth using transition and cursor pointer. And right now, because we don't have a canvas created, if I hover over this button, you can see the icon basically indicates that we cannot click on this. So for the other two buttons, we can copy and paste and change this from handle download to handle copy. This one is also going to be disabled if there is no input. Let's make this background gray 100 with a text gray 700. On hover, it is going to be gray 200. When it's disabled, it is going to be gray 200 again. The text color is also going to be the same. All these classes are going to stay. The important part with this button is we're gonna display a dynamic text inside using curly braces again. So if the user has clicked on this button and copied the input text, then we're gonna show this check icon with 4, height 4, with a text with a green color. So this is basically the success message. And after 2 seconds, we're gonna go back to the initial copy icon. Let's see how these work. The download button works. Here is the copy button. Once you click on it, you can see the checkmark icon. Let's also display a text in a separate curly brace. Let's create a separate curly braces. If the user has copied the text, then we're gonna say copied. If they are not, we are just going to say copy. So now, because of this async function that we created here, you can see that we have this timeout. After 2 seconds, set copied turns to false. This is why when you click, we see the checkmark and the copied text for 2 seconds, and then it reverts back to its initial position. Let's create the final button by copying this first one and change this onClick event handler to handle clear. Let's make the background red 50 and text red 500. On hover, background is going to be red 100. Let's change the text to clear. Let's also change the icon to FIX, and that is it. Let's see if everything is working fine. The hover effects are working well. Once you type down a text, let's see if we can download. And there you go. Here is the downloaded QR code, and on click, let's see if we have copied it. There you go. We have copied the text. And let's see if we can clear it. And the clear function works well too. So this is how we can create this QR code generator using React and Tailwind. If you find the video helpful and enjoyed it, please not forget to subscribe. Thank you for your time and see you in the next video.